In this video, we're going to discuss about why do we need Splunk, an index in Splunk, and what is index in Splunk, where does the uploaded data get stored in Splunk. First, let's assume scenario. So you are a security analyst in an e-commerce company, ShopSecure. One day your team is asking, like, where are the logs stored? How can we organize them better? Why the hell do we need indexes in Splunk? So these are all kind of questions you are getting as a Splunk analyst or security analyst, right? Or Splunk admin, you can say. First of all, why do we need an index in Splunk? So indexes in Splunk stores and organizes the data. So for example, if you have a payment logs index, you can store for transaction related data. Let's say you have a security logs index, you can store the login attempts and fraud alerts. And we have a server logs. Here you can store system performance related errors. So these indexes will help us in storing the data in a proper way so that related data can be stored in a different places. Payment related information will be in a payment log, security information will be in a security logs, server related information will be in a server logs. So this is the reason we are using an index in Splunk. So it is helping us to store and organize the data properly. What is an index? Yeah, we discussed that index is helping us to store and organize the data, right? Now what is an index in Splunk? So as we discussed, index is a storage location in Splunk. It's nothing but a folder, bunch of folders, different folders. Splunk automatically converts the incoming data into events. When we say events, it is just, let's say if you have a 100 MB log file, it is breaking each and every line into a different event. Event has a timestamp in it, okay? And when it is storing, the data gets compressed and stored in a raw data format, and there are some TSIDX files gets built into it. Now if we want to see the data, like when we are searching, the TSIDX files will act as a index files, and then the raw data will be extracted and displayed to us. So the raw data plus TSIDX file, so these two are the files which are getting created whenever there is the data into coming into Splunk. So index is nothing but a storage location in Splunk. That is where the data gets processed and organized and stored efficiently. So inside index we'll have different buckets. Each buckets will have raw data and index files. So this is how we can explain. Now, where does the data get stored in? Inside Splunk we said storage location. But where is that storage location? So it will be usually in Splunk home where lib Splunk. So this is the default directory. So now let's see that in the backend, right? So now let's go to the indexer. So this is an indexer. I think we already connected. Anyways, let's connect the indexer. We have backend using SSH. Clear the screen. Yeah, I'm connecting to the indexer via SSH. Yeah, now we are inside indexer. Sudo su-splunk. Yes. Now, if we go to the folder, what we mentioned in the document, opt splunk var lib Splunk. Yes. See, this is where we are in. And if you do LL, you see we have a different folder. So each folder here represents index. So audit is a, you see here it says directory. So audit is an audit index. Day 6 IDX is a day 6 IDX index. Default DB like demo IDX, and fish bucket, you see fish bucket is also an index. KV store index, like this we have different index. For example, let's say let me create one index and see what is there. Like you see we don't have any index. Let's say I'll create some index starts with Z, right? Zebra index, something like that. Let me create it. Logging into indexer, and now I'm going to settings and click on indexes. So here I'm creating an index called Zebra. Zebra IDX. Yeah, so irrespective of the app you select here, I'm just clicking save, and I'm checking if the index is created. Yeah, Zebra IDX. You see the path what says is Splunk DB and Zebra IDX. So now in the Git bash we opened, right? Here I'm already in the same place only. I'm just giving LL. You see we have a Zebra IDX got created. So whenever any time like you create a new index, here you will have a folder created. But let's say what is there inside the folder, right? LL, you see there is a cold DB, data model summary, DB, thought DB, everything. Okay, so this is what a buckets, different bucket storage will be. DB will be hot and warm, cold DB will be cold buckets. Okay, let's see inside the DB what is there. Yeah, you see here inside the DB nothing is there. Okay, so what is the folder? We have Splunk, OPT Splunk, varlib Splunk, Zebra IDX DB. So inside that we don't have anything. Now let's say if I upload the data, any data, sample data to this index, what are the things which are getting created, right? So I'm uploading some sample data. Tutorial, I'm uploading the tutorial data which I already downloaded from Splunk website. You can download it too. So I'm selecting the Zebra index IDX, just submitting. Okay, see it is getting processed and then it gets stored here. Now you see earlier I just did LL, there was nothing. Now I'm again doing the same LL. You see there is a bucket gets created. So this is how when the data gets uploaded, here the bucket gets created, right? And now let's go inside this and see what is inside. You see we have a raw data here and there is a TSIDX file here. So this is how the uploaded data gets stored as a raw data plus TSIDX file. Remaining things are some metadata files which are very low. You see the TSIDX files is huge in size and raw data that is blue color. So these two are the files which gets created. This is how data gets stored in Splunk. This is where the data gets stored in Splunk.